Okay, so welcome to class. Today we're going to start by going over the parts of the story by watching a video by a gentleman named Jack Hartman. What are the parts of a story?
A part of the story is like where the settings and where the character is and where the problem is in the beginning.
High five, kiss your brain. That was so good. That's right. So he's going to sing a little song to help you remember, okay, the parts of a song, the parts of a story. And then we're going to talk a little bit more about the individual ones.
This is. I need Josh Gardner. He was my class last year. Oh, I seen this book.
Let's sing about the parts of a story. Keep them on your mind as you read and write. Beginning, middle, end. Characters and setting. And what is the story
Mostly about.
The beginning is when the story starts. The beginning is when the story starts. The middle is what happens next. The middle is
What happens next?
the end is the finish of the story. The end is the finish of the story. The characters are who is in the story. The characters are who is in the story. The setting is when and where it takes place. The setting is when and where it takes place. The main idea is what the story's mostly about. The main idea is what the story's mostly about. Go, Taurus, go!
Main idea, right?
Parts of a story. Keep them on your
Those were all in those readings we did.
beginning,
Middle, end.
characters and setting. And what is the story?
Mostly about.
When you read, write, or retell any kind of story, you've got to know the important parts. They're called the elements or parts of the story. Remember this song and you'll know them by heart. Let's sing about
The parts of the story.
keep them on your mind as you read and write. Beginning, middle, end, characters and setting. And what is the story?
Mostly about.
What's that story about?
Who's in it?
When and where did it happen?
How did
Jack
it
has
begin?
a
What about the middle?
End of story.
That's not normal, is it?
Let's be friends.
Okay, so what is the setting of a story? Tell me, what is the setting, Joskar?
The setting is what takes place.
Caden, what is the setting?
A setting is where and when did it happen.
Where and when it happens, okay? So, what are the characters?
The characters are
Give somebody else a chance. Yes, Ryan.
Jack, the turtle and the
In the song, they were the tortoise and the hare. What in any story though, generally, who are the characters?
the people.
The people,
People and
that the story. You want to help him out, Joskar?
that is mostly about.
That the story is mostly about the characters, like, and then there's main characters, like the story, the person who it's really about, and then there's other characters, right? Okay, so we have setting, we've talked about your characters, your problem.
Mhm.
Why do we need a problem in a story?
Well, the reason why because so we know what the problem was and what happened. So the problem was about the story was the hare wanted to win, but he didn't. So the tortoise won and got first place.
Yeah.
Instead of the hare, and he got second place.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like,
And he was like,
yeah, he was sleeping, and the tortoise was standing there, and he was trying to win.
now that we've talked about and kind of reviewed all those different parts of a story, we're going to talk about today a reading strategy. You know how we come in here and we work on different ways of reading and figuring out our words and all that and what the story means. We're going to talk about a way of doing that called visualization, how we make those pictures in our head. Yes, Joshar.
I don't literally like reading because I always forget the words.
Yeah, sometimes it's difficult, but this is going to help you. I'm going to give you a way of, because you like to make pictures
That's
and draw.
And I love math.
Yeah, so this is going to help you take those ideas about what you're reading and put them in pictures so you can remember what you're reading. Okay? So good readers, we use our five senses. What are our five senses? Tiana, can you help me out? What are our five senses? Can you tell me one of them? Can you tell me one of them? How do you sense things? How do you, maybe we'll get Alec to give us one and maybe this will help you remember. Huh? Touch. When we touch things, like we would say this table is,
Like this.
but what is it? Why would we say it feels?
Like this is how we touch.
Yes, but when we touch things, we tell how they feel. If this table is smooth, right? This table's smooth. What's another sense? So we have touch. What's another one of our senses, Tiana? Taste. We taste things, right?
Yeah.
We taste things. Good job. Ryan, what's another one of our senses? We've got touch and taste and smell.
And here.
And you hear. What's another one?
Play. See.
You see. So we have, what did we say? We have touch, taste, see, hear,
And smell.
and smell. So when we talk about visualizing today, we're going to talk about how we visualize and use all of our senses to really know what's going on in the book.
Yeah.
Okay? Okay. So repeat after me. I can learn
I can learn
to use
to use
visualization,
visualization
good job, as a way
as a way
to understand
to understand
characters, settings, and plot
and plot
in the beginning, middle, and end of a story. Now, did you hear that word we didn't use before? The plot. What is the plot of a story?
The plot is all the things all together in one story, so you all know what the whole thing is about. Like the settings, the characters, in the middle, and the end.
Very good, and it all comes together in use the word, everybody say the word.
Plot.
Plot. The story
Is a
plot.
Like a
Very
bright
good.
plots.
A plot.
It
Yeah.
goes like this.
Okay, so let's repeat. So today, I can learn
I can learn
to use visualization
to use visualization
as a way
as a way
to understand
to understand
characters,
settings,
setting, and plot
and plot
in the beginning,
in the beginning,
middle,
middle,
and end
and end
of a story.
of a story.
Okay, so far you guys are doing a great job. Sometimes it's hard to explain the mental pictures we have in our head, right? It's hard to get what we think out in words, right? So today we're going to work on that. And we all know that the ideas that we have may not be like the ideas that everybody else has, right? So everybody may have a different idea in their head. Your picture may be different than Caden's. Caden's picture may be different than Tiana. Boys, let's pay attention, please. I'll put this. Okay, thank you, Red. Okay, so we're gonna make a chart over here, and I have started by writing. What do you bet this word is? Saying visualizing. Okay, so at the top, I'm gonna start by writing. Oh, what did I do with my marker?
I see the blue one and the red one.
Yeah.
I think it's red.
No, I have. It happens. Here. Okay, it's okay. I got. Thank you for trying to help me.
Is that red?
Yeah, it's red. Okay, so I'm gonna write. I am picturing. This is a way we could start a sentence when we're talking about visualizing, okay? So I am picturing. I am picturing. If we were reading the book, The Hungry Caterpillar, and I said, what are you visualizing? You could say, I am picturing. Who's read The Hungry Caterpillar?
Me.
So what could you say? I am picturing. I am picturing a very big caterpillar. He looked like he wasn't feeling very well because he was so full after he ate all that food.
He looked like I can't even.
You can't say all. You don't have to say all that. Okay. So that tells me I was seeing, right? That's using my seeing. So I was picturing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what else? What is another way that we say I am picturing? We talked about those same senses.
You.
So okay, I am. How would we say?
Apple.
If you are in your head, if you have those pictures in your head, you could say, I am tasting. What else? What's another one? Okay, that's what we did was picturing. Think about a movie in your head. It's kind of like having a movie reel in your head.
I think it's seeing.
Okay, that's picturing, right? We did that one. I am.
Hearing.
Mhm. So I'm hearing. In my head, I'm hearing, right? I'm hearing the scratching. Or as you're reading that, it's making, I'm hearing birds chirping, right? Okay, so remember when we did the book about
Smelling.
the changing of the seasons, right? When we talked about the changing of the seasons. So what does changing to fall? How does that? How if you would say?
You could say I
am picturing. What would you be picturing if you were picturing fall in your head?
It changes to winter.
Okay, so yeah. So I would say, I am picturing bright colors. I smell the cool air. I hear the rustling of the leaves that are falling on the ground, right? Do you understand what I'm saying? Or what is something you might taste in the fall?
Honey.
Honey, I'm tasting
Peanut butter.
peanut butter. What's something? Apples, right? Like we pick apples in the fall. I'm tasting those crunchy apples. All those things would like make this mental picture for you in your head of fall, right? Okay. What's another book that we read that helps, that brings up some mental pictures? Even which one?
The Valentine monster.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The Valentine.
Uh-huh.
Valentine. Frankenstein.
Uh-huh.
Valentine.
Uh-huh. So
I don't know the title.
yeah, okay. What was the title of it? It wasn't Frankenstein. It was
Frankenstein.
well, Frankenstein could.
Was the
Okay,
what?
wait, I'll call on you.
Valentine with the Frankenstein with the
Frankenstein, he was.
grumpy and he didn't like
Yeah, if you hadn't seen those pictures from the words you would have in your head that he, just from the name alone, what would you think Frankenstein? You would say, you could say, I am picturing.
Frankenstein.
Well, what would he look like? What paint? I'm picturing him. Would you think he? What would you say?
He would be like, he would have like long ears and also like a mad face, and he doesn't like Valentine's, but until he found somebody who hates Valentine's too, and they.
I picture mine as a werewolf.
Oh, you pictured your Frankenstein as a werewolf. What did he? That was Frankenstein to you. What do you think, Joscar?
I picked him
I
as
think
like a zombie.
I think when he finds someone that they love him, he will like Valentine's Day.
Yeah. So that's what you're picturing, right? I'm picturing.
I am picturing.
You're picturing.
I'm picturing.
You're picturing.
I always say
So
that.
we have these as these are our sentence starters. Later we're gonna do a thing, and you're going to use some other, your stems. So see, this says I am picturing. Here's another way to do it. I can see, in my head I can see. I'm imagining.
I got something to show you.
Okay, we can look at it later, okay? I'm picturing, and you have the mental movie in my head. The mental movie in my head of this story says that, okay? So we're gonna look at some examples to get started on visualizing. I see that for a second. We're gonna look at a game. Now we're all going to vote on these, okay? So, in this activity, you will read or hear a story and create your own, in your own mind, an image or a movie of what you read or hear. Be sure to include all of the details of the story in your imagination, because you will be asked to choose which image most accurately visualizes the story.
I got a question. What is that? What is that? Is that turkey?
I'm not sure. What do you think?
A turkey.
To me, I think it's a birdhouse.
It's like a tree.
Like a birdhouse, but it's like
Yeah.
I can see you.
I don't know. When you look up at the clouds in the sky, sometimes do you see images?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you may see something different than I see, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I might see a bunny. You may see
Crocodile.
a crocodile. I mean,
I saw a fish.
you saw a fish?
I
Yeah.
saw the fish too.
Okay, so let's get back on
I
track
have
here.
to see a fish.
Yeah, sometimes you see a fish.
No, I
Said-
actually do up there.
Yeah.
If you look up top up there, then it's a fish.
I
So-
caught 7 trout yesterday. I caught.
Red, is that on topic right now? Is that what we're talking about? Well, we normally have time to talk about those things at the end of class? Yes, okay. So, it may not be exactly the same visualization as the one you make, but only one of the choices will have all the details, okay? You can pick the right one. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna read the scenario. you are going to hold up the finger for the one that you think is the right one. Okay? Okay. A boy walked down a busy street wearing his new red sneakers. Okay, don't say anything. Which picture, this will be 1, 2, or 3, do you think is the right one? So you hold up your finger when you have a boy walked down the street wearing his new red sneakers. Which one do you think is the boy?
1.
Red, baby. I need a guess. 1, 2, or 3. Which finger are you holding up, Tiana? 1, 2, or 3? Okay, well, hold up your finger, babe. That's what we're doing. That is the exercise. You need to follow the direction. Hold it up in the air like everybody else. Thank you. Very good. Everybody got the right one. Okay, Kaden, can you read this?
A child, chicken running away,
Slow down.
ran
There you go.
away with hit the fish. Fall.
Sound it out, baby. What's that R do? What would make sense?
Feed.
Farmers.
Soup.
Sound that out.
You wear it every single day on your
Very good, Brett.
Sock.
Okay, the chicken ran away with the farmer's sock.
Just like I ran out of half of my dad's sock.
Okay, which picture? Hold up your finger. 1, 2, or 3. Good job. Kiss your brains.
There's a mitten.
No.
You don't like your brain. I like your brain. Tiana, can you read this one? Everybody listen.
A tree
Stand
fell
and say.
on our house when it snowed.
Oh my goodness, a tree fell on their house when it snowed. That would be horrible.
My tree house is about to
Okay, which picture? 1, 2, or 3?
Definitely this one.
Okay,
It snowed in number 2, not in number 3.
that's right. So what did you notice, Alec?
I know that it didn't snow in number 3 and it snowed in number 2.
So why is this one not right?
Because the trees died.
The tree didn't fall. Why is this one not right?
Because it's in the summer.
Because what, Alec?
Because it's in summer.
And there's no
No
snow. This one has all the details, right? It has the
Snow.
and the tree. Good job. Okay, let's do another one.
I got it easy.
Okay, Rhett, read this sentence for me.
My dog is bigger than me.
Very good. Now my dog is bigger than me.
Oh my. Serious?
Okay. Okay. Everybody vote. 1, 2, 3. Which one?
Dad, most of them been two.
Yes, very good.
What's the third one?
It's a
I
dad.
think it's a dad.
No,
There's a dad and now a puppy.
I can't see.
There's no dog.
Oh.
So we know that one's wrong altogether, right? There's not even a dog in that picture.
It's just a dad.
This dog is
Small.
smaller,
This dog is big.
so this is a huge dog.
He's an adult.
I have a huge dog.
You have a huge dog?
It's size of my. It's higher. It's higher than up to the counter, over the counter.
What kind of dog do you have?
Great Dane.
All of them except for the
It's
first one are
two.
Great Dane.
But
I know this one's gonna have to be two.
How do you know? Because I live pretty close here.
I
And I know Great Danes are tall because I used to.
It's always
I
gonna be
actually
two.
have
Hold
like
up,
6
sit
dogs.
Okay. Brian, can you read this one?
Peeked in your
The-
window.
Excuse me.
The book I got from the library was yellow and had lost.
Ooh. Cover up the S. L-O-T. Sound it out. Ooh. Lots. Good job.
Lots of pages.
Very good. So the book I got from the library was yellow and had lots of pages. Everybody, 1, 2, 3, hold up your fingers.
I was.
Very good. Why is the second one wrong?
Because it doesn't show how many pages. It's little.
It's little and doesn't have many pages.
But the third one, the reason why is not right because it's green.
It's green.
Not
So,
yellow. But the only thing that's right about the green book is only it has a lot of pages.
no.
But the yellow one, but the first one is correct because it's yellow.
Very
It
good.
has a lot of pages.
Okay, so everybody feel good about this?
Yes.
Everybody feel good about it? Okay. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna read one of my favorite books. It's called I Need My Monster. Okay? Have you read this book before?
Yes. I have.
In first grade?
And that's
Goodness gracious. Okay, so we're gonna read I Need My Monster. And I'm gonna tell you what I think about it. Okay.
The lamp is on.
Yeah, I know.
Just turn it off because you know where's all the power.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So, are we ready?
Yes.
Okay, so this book is I Need My Monster by by Amanda Knoll. She's the author. What does that mean, the author? Raise your hand, raise your hand, raise your hand. Ryan, what is an author?
A author is a person who writes the book.
It is the person who writes the book, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so while we're doing this, we're gonna be using, what's that big word we're using to help us make our mental pictures? Our ideas? What was that big word? It starts with a V.
Oh.
Visualizing.
Visualizing, yeah. So we're gonna visualize what the author. Now there's a person that makes the pictures. Do you know the word for the person who makes the pictures in the story? Joskar?
The Arthur.
The author
Oh wait,
writes the story.
Eric. That's the boy's name.
He doesn't draw the pictures. What do we call him, Ryan?
Illustrator.
Illustrators. So we're gonna kind of be the illustrators in our head of what the pictures should look like. Okay?
I need my monster.
You need your monster.
I need my monster.
I have a monster. I have 3 monsters. That's a lie. A dog's.
Yeah, you
What?
have
Monsters.
Me and
My little dog's a monster. She chases me no matter what I do.
So while we're reading the book, I'm not going to show you the pictures right away. Okay? So I'm not going to show you the pictures right away. I'm going to read the page and I want you to think about what it looks like in your head. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Tonight, when I looked under the bed for my monster, I found this note instead. Gone fishing. Back in a week. Gabe. What was I going to do? I needed a monster under my bed. How was I supposed to get to sleep if my monster was gone? Okay. So when I'm reading this page, I see this little boy in his bed, right?
Yeah.
Peering under, looking down over the edge of his bed. Have you ever done that? Hung on the edge of your bed and looked under it?
Yeah.
Like,
Come on.
No.
and he's not seeing anybody, but he sees this note. Okay, so this note, the monster wrote it, so the monster's got big hands, right? So I would say this piece of paper is not in good condition, right? And it's got some rips on it from his claws. And I would say that it's probably all crumbled up, and it's probably not very neat handwriting, right?
Yeah.
And I would say this little boy's bedroom is probably not all tidy, because little boys are not tidy, right?
Oh.
Are you tidy, Alec?
Not really.
Not really.
I'm not even tidy. I'm bigger than my mom. I'm tidy. I'm tidy.
What? Yes, Ryan.
Like, I can't look under my bed because my brother might kick me in my head.
Oh, you have, why would that be?
I have 2 sets of bunk beds.
Oh, yeah?
So my brother, he sleeps on me, and every time I put my hand down there, he would grab it. And the next bunk, I would peek down on there, and he would kick me in my face, and I said, "Ow!" Did you get nerfed?
And it's nighttime. Okay, let's get back on. And it's nighttime, so I would say that it is very. So I'm saying that the house is very quiet. So I used 3 of my senses when I did that. I used my sight because I visualized, I pictured, right? I pictured that it was a little bit not tidy and it was dark in his room, right? Hearing, I would say it was really quiet because it was nighttime, right? And touch, because I guessed that the note was crinkly, right? So it had some touch. It was all crinkly up. Okay. So we wrote those on here. Is there something we need to? I said I'm picturing, I'm tasting, I'm hearing. What did we say? What was the other one?
I smell.
I'm smelling.
I'm feeling.
Yeah.
I was about to say I'm feeling.
Very good.
Because that's just like touching, like I'm feeling out.
I'm feeling. So these are our. So this is actually what the picture looked like.
Well, he doesn't have bad handwriting. At least he has.
No, it doesn't have too bad handwriting, right? So my guess was just a little bit off. He said he's gone fishing. Who does that sound like? Who goes fishing all the time in this
Me and
classroom?
Rhett. Not me. I don't go fishing. Me and Rhett go fishing all the time. Because our partners. He lives right next door to me. Me and him go fishing
Yeah.
a lot.
Okay, so I'm gonna keep reading.
Okay.
Okay, I tried to sleep, but it wasn't the same without Gabe. I missed his ragged breathing, his nose whistling, the scrambling of his uncut nails. How would I ever get to sleep without Gabe's familiar, scary noises and his spooky green ooze? It was no use. Gabe would be gone for a week, and I just had to have a monster.
How about?
So my parents wouldn't hear me. Grown-ups have some strange ideas about monsters under bed. I knocked on the floorboards, then scrambled back under my covers. I waited nervously. Would a new monster appear? What would he be like? Would his snoring be as cheerful as Gabe's? Okay, so what do you think about that? Let's talk to our partner at our table about what we see. So I want each of you to share with the other one
I see
what
that,
you see.
I see that he's worried in the mud. I see that he's worried and the monster jumped and he's hiding somewhere. No, he didn't joke. I think he always does that.
What picture are you seeing in your head, Tiana? You need to talk with Gabe about. With Joskar about it.
So I think
I just see sword too. I just saw me fishing.
Remember to use your start. I'm picturing.
I see.
I'm hearing. I'm smelling.
I see.
Remember he talked about his whistling.
I see a monster. She will. I think I'm in another dimension. I feel like I'm in.
Okay, but let's talk about the story. The story. What was the picture in your head when I was reading?
I see.
I think he was under the bed.
Okay.
And then I see
Under the bed.
going into the time travel.
Was trying to lay down and try to sleep.
Then
He couldn't without his
Oh, I'm in a helicopter.
Okay, so let's share some of our ideas. What was your picture as I was reading this story? Boys, we need to listen. Pull your chair back up and around, away from Ryan. You don't need to sit on top of him. Please scooch over. Please scooch over. Thank you. Okay, what was your picture in your head, Kaden?
I had this picture in my head, like, so he would climb out of his bed and open the door and he knocked on the ground.
So I'm hearing, right? I'm hearing the little boy do what?
Climbing out of his bed and knocking.
And knocking on the floor. What were you feeling?
I was feeling, I was hearing actually.
You were hearing, okay.
And I felt me.
What were you hearing, Ryan?
I was hearing another monster scratching the floor, and then the kid said, I wonder if that's my monster.
No?
But it looks on the bed, it's not his monster.
Okay.
Surprise. Same thing.
Share something, Joskar. So I'm picturing.
I think I'm picturing that the monster Gabe was under his bed and he was trying to sleep but he couldn't without Gabe. So
Yeah. Okay, so for me, let's start at the beginning of the page. I can hear, listen please, boys, this is your last warning. I am hearing those ragged breaths from the monster. I don't know, that sounds something like that to me. There you go. So I'm hearing those ragged breaths. The ragged breaths means lots of noise. I can hear. You ever heard somebody whistle when they breathe? Your dad whistles? Okay. That sound gives me chills. I can picture that spooky green ooze as being very slimy and sticky and messy. And I see the little boy being very sad because he misses his monster. I bet he has a frown on his face. Let's look at the picture.
I was kind of correct.
So look at that ooze.
I was kind of correct. Yeah, that ooze is gross. and write all.
So do you think all of our thoughts together kind of said what the author meant in his words?
Yeah.
Wait, if you switch it over a little, that is creepy. There's the eye, there's the snout, there's the claw.
Yeah.
Wait.
So you think it's kind of creepy?
But
Here's his
That's
hand,
creepy.
but I don't like the hand because when it scratches.
oh, I like that hand. I want to have one of those hands that scratch.
Okay.
One day I was missing my dog. I thought it was under my bed. I said, "Dog."
Yeah. Yes, Tiana.
So I was looking and seeing the monsters in the closet because it's like the closet's cracked open.
Is that, yeah, were you thinking about that?
From my puppet monster.
Yeah. Okay, so we got to move on. I have a question. Yeah, my iPad went off. Okay, so I have a question.
Oh my God.
What does it mean to visualize something in your head? Raise your hand. What does it mean to visualize something in your head? Rhett.
Like if you're taking pictures of creepy stuff.
Well, is it always creepy?
No.
Not always. But you're making pictures in your head. What are you making the pictures in your head from?
My dad made
Well,
a vision.
What are you making? We're reading a story, Rhett. So what are we making the pictures from?
The story.
The story. So the words of the,
Green.
who wrote the story?
The Arthur.
The author. So we're using the words from the author to make pictures in our head, right? How can you use visualization to better understand a story? What do you think?
Visualizing is something you see it and you think what it means and what it's seeing, imagining so when you're reading a bunny book, the rabbit and the hare. So I would think something else more the alley. You would think the bunny's running in first place in a lead right now, and now the rabbit goes to sleep, and I might be thinking the tortoise, the hare might have won, and the tortoise lost, and I might think the tortoise won, and
So you're getting into my next question. What can visualization tell us about the character, setting, and the plot? What does it do? What can visualization, how can it help us tell about those things?
Oh.
So you're picturing the,
story,
and the, what were we,
setting,
and what were
the
we?
characters.
The characters. We're talking in depth about the characters, right? So you've started having some really vivid
And the
images of what? Who in
The
this
plot.
character?
The little boy,
And the monster, right? You're
And the
starting to
monster.
really see that monster in that little boy, right? Yes.
And the monster's kind of lonely, I believe.
Maybe the monster is as lonely as the little boy. We're gonna find out, right? Okay, so I'm gonna read a couple more pages, and when we pause, I'm gonna give you a little bit to think on your own. I'm gonna give you 10 seconds to think on your own, and then you're gonna share your idea with your partner. Okay?
Excuse me,
Thank you for using your manners.
I didn't even make that burp. I made a little burp.
When I heard,
It's really loud.
are we ready? Are we ready?
Yeah.
When I heard some creaking under my bed, I knew the substitute monster had arrived. What's a substitute?
Substitute is so if you're not here, then another teacher will just take
So you're
place.
gonna, yeah, good job. Good evening, said a low, breathy voice. My name is Herbert, and I will be your monster for the evening. Herbert? What kind of name is that for a monster? You don't sound scary at all. Have you ever scared a kid before? Well, no. But I've read all the best books on topic. Do you have long teeth? And scratchy nails, I ask? No. But I have an overbite. And I am a mouth breather. Listen. Herbert's painting was kind of scary, but it wasn't enough for me. Okay,
The pain is fake.
okay.
They start scratching under the neck.
Listen, Herbert. I'm sorry, I don't think this is going to work. It's nothing personal, but I really need a monster with claws.
Miss Justice, go in.
Picky, picky, Herbert complained. As you wish, I will go. There was some more creaky than Herbert was. Hey, so you have 10 seconds to think in your own head about what that picture is going to look like. Think about your monster. Think about your monster. Think about your little boy. 10 seconds in your own head, and then you're going to share it with your partner. Okay, now share with your partner your picture in your head.
So I think the monster is like.
Talk to your partner about your.
The monster is like all green.
The little boy
What does the picture look like? What is this new monster? Remember to use your I'm picturing, I'm hearing. What did they say about his breath?
I think he's just
He might be like tall, have fierce teeth.
How did the monster? How did the monster breathe?
Okay, so what was your picture like, Joskar? I heard some good things. Remember to use your I'm picturing.
I am picturing.
What does your monster look like?
He looks like a tall monster, and the boy is on his bed, talking to the monster.
You think so?
The monster is like wants some friends, like the little boy.
Mm-hmm.
The monster wants the little boy as his
So you're thinking that the monster wants some friends.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your picture of the?
Me.
Yeah.
My picture is like the monster. What was under the bed was a gore, and also he hears scratching and the breath, and then he said, "You're not too scared for me. I won't give back."
Mm-hmm. What's your ideas here? What is this monster? How do you picture this monster in your head?
So me and a picture of it. So it had a long neck, and it was fat, like a little fat, like not this. And like you didn't think about that, but me and Ali think like it's all green, like he's like black and red. Yeah, like green is red, and I said it was like all like kind of green color, and the monster is like in front of the bed and is like talking to him and sitting down, and the boy is like under the bed with a cover on him.
How do you think the little boy is feeling at this point?
maybe sad and scared.
You think he feels sad and scared?
No,
What do you think?
I think he only feels scared.
You think he feels scared? What do you think?
I think he only feels. I think he only feels sad.
You think he only feels sad to
It
say?
said in the story he's not too scary. He's not even scary.
Yeah, they said he's not scary. So this was the first picture.
Ew. He's like.
So look at him under there.
Oh, like buffalo. I didn't rhino. He looks
Oh, you imagine the steam coming out? Yeah. Look at this one. So then he's like, he's read all the books, right? He's not scared. He's read all the books. He's read all the children's books.
Well, I didn't get the horns and
Okay, so I'm going to read 2 more pages and then we're going to do this again. Okay, so listen. Some scratching warns me that a second monster had appeared. Good evening, he said in a high, silky voice. My name is Ralph. I understand you need a monster with claws. If you would please lean over, I will hold out my arm for inspection. I crouched on the edge of the bed, hoping to see a horrible, shaggy arm with sharp, ragged nails. Talk to your partner. What does this look like?
I think his nails was overgrown and never cut them. He didn't never cut them. That's why that I am picturing that his.
Okay, remember what he said about his, listen to the words. Good evening, he said in a high, silky voice. My name is Ralph. I understand you need a monster with claws. If you could please lean over, I would hold out my arm for inspection.
So he wanted his arm needed.
I am hearing, remember to use your things, I am hearing. I am hearing voice. We haven't seen the nails yet. We haven't even gotten that far yet. I am hearing.
Inspect her arm.
We haven't gotten, he's going to inspect it, but we haven't seen them yet, have we?
No.
So we're visualizing what's going on right now.
So I'm picturing that she didn't inspect it yet. That she didn't inspect it yet, and a boy needs monster with claws, but I think she was not the right one. So because she wanted to name.
Okay, Brian and Red, so what is your thought?
My thought is it has
Have we gotten there yet?
Yeah.
I haven't read any, he's just going to look at it. What we need to focus on is,
Ralph.
what about Ralph? What do you think Ralph is like from the description they gave so far?
He might have long fingernails and
Okay.
not much.
Not much, but I think he.
What are you hearing? What are you hearing?
I think
I am hearing.
I was hearing that he was getting his arm inspecting.
Okay, but listen to me. I'm going to read this one more time. Listen, guys. Good evening, he said in a high, silky voice. My name is Ralph. I understand you need a monster with claws. If you could please lean over, I will put out my arm for inspection. I am hearing that he has a small voice. A small kind of creepy voice. Okay.
Not creepy, but
Do not say that.
So we haven't even seen him yet. See?
He has 6 eyes.
So far, we don't know yet. Okay.
Where's the claw?
I didn't see it.
We haven't seen the claw yet. We haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah,
6.
Okay. Okay. Instead, I was surprised to see sleeky brushed fur with smooth, shiny claws. Excuse me, I don't mean to be rude, I asked, but is that nail polish on your claws? Yes, it is, Ralph replied. I believe professional monsters should always be well groomed. I could tell that this was not going to work either. I'm sorry to disappoint you, Ralph, but I need a monster with scary claws, like Gabe, I thought. Okay, so talk to your partner.
So
Remember to use your I'm picturing, I'm tasting, I'm hearing. Talk to your partner.
I am feeling that he's feeling sad because he wanted the game. He wanted the game back, but he was feeling a little sad. And he missed his friend Monster Game. What do you think?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, wait,
Okay, so let's talk about it. talk about it. What do you see?
I see he has white shiny cloths with paint.
That's what your thought is? He has white shiny claws with paint on them?
I know, but I kind of.
What are you, what?
I'm thinking that he has a wide mouth, not like Gabe's, and he has long claws, but
They're not like,
they're not like Gabe's, but
okay.
No, he doesn't.
How are you, how is the character feeling?
sad.
He's still feeling sad. Why is he feeling sad, Tiana?
Because he missed,
Gabe up.
Yeah, so you're visualizing that what's the, he says, what would he have on his face if he was feeling sad?
A frown.
A frown. So you're picturing a little boy with a frown on his face still? He's not feeling real good about this finding a new monster thing, is he?
I can go tell my
So here's
teacher.
our new monster.
Oh my gosh.
So look, you were right, he does have long nails.
I don't like it.
I knew it was red. I knew it was
That's like
getting
what
red.
he looks like. I'm not saying. He is red.
I was correct.
Okay, we're ready to move on. A minute later, a third voice from under the bed rasped, "Check out these claws, kid." I gathered my courage and peered over the edge. The claws were impressive, jagged and dark and razor sharp. So far, good. I was a little nervous. "Could you stick out your tail?" I whispered. "Sure, but don't get scared." I peeked through my fingers at the slimy slithering over the end of my bed. That's when I noticed the bow. "Are you a girl monster?" "Of course I am," she snapped. "I'm Cynthia. Do you have a problem with that?" Yeah, I do," I admitted. "I do ultimately need a boy monster. Boy monsters are for boys and girl monsters are for girls. Everybody knows that." "Well, aren't you a picky one?" she sniffed, and then she was gone. Stop. Okay, so talk to your partner about what you think this, what are you picturing in your head?
I think I'm
Think,
that I'm going to use that.
not yet. You need to talk with Brett. In your head, with your partner.
I think he was.
Talk with your partner. This is your partner talk.
I am picturing that he was still feeling a little sad.
Oh, why? Different colors. Green, red. I think she's yellow and she has eyes.
Because he did it because the monster said and
Are you okay over here?
Yeah. I'm confused.
Oh
gosh.
Okay,
And a mouth.
keep talking. I've got him.
Like a big mouth. Like a big
Yeah.
I still think that he was going away because
Okay, let's share real fast and then we're gonna wrap up the story. So what is your ideas about the monster? About the picture? What's this new monster like?
I think it's kind of.
I'm picturing.
I kind of picture.
I'm
It's
picturing.
it's a yellow monster. Like I don't know why. Because I think it's almost because I think green, red, and no, I think it's yellow because
Oh,
it's like in a pattern.
yeah.
And I do it a battleship pattern, like green, red, now yellow.
So,
I think the monster under his bed is
oh, you think?
Wait,
But we're supposed to be picturing. What are you picturing? What did all those details make you think of?
the monster was going away from that little boy because he didn't want that monster.
Because he felt like what?
Yeah, he felt like sad because he still misses
But what did the little boy, what he said, I think that,
He wanted a game back.
but what did he say? Were you guys listening? The little boy said, I think that boys have,
Boys have boys.
okay, so what do you think this little boy is feeling at this point?
Kinda happy.
Well, sad. He's also feeling a little, for,
Frightened.
well,
Afraid.
no, he's feeling a little
Right.
frustrated. He's like, no, we're not getting anywhere. I'm picturing in my head, like this little boy is like, we are not getting anywhere here.
He was saying, I know what he said. I remember. Boy monsters are only for boys and girl monsters are only for girls.
Right? Right? So, do you think he's happy with what's going on? How do you think? See, you got to use these things. I'm picturing, I'm tasting, I'm hearing, I'm smelling, I'm feeling. Okay? Okay? So, I'm going to finish reading this story. Okay. Was I being too picky? No. I knew that my monster needed to be well-clawed and menacing. The whole point of having a monster, after all, was to keep me in bed, imagining all the scary stuff that could happen if I got out. Then I heard a shuffling noise and some slobbering. A fourth monster was under my bed. Hi, my name is Mac. One look at those claws proved that Mac was a big, scruffy boy monster. I shivered. Maybe this one would work out. Those are excellent claws. Do you have a long tail? I leaned over to see. No, my tail is stumpy, Max slurped. But I do have an unusually long tongue. Why would I be afraid of a long tongue? I asked. Oh, I don't know, he said, trying to sound terrifying. You never know when might lick you.
What?
I fell back on my bed laughing. So what do you think's going on now?
Okay. I am picturing that he was I was picturing that monster wasn't the right name still. That he's still not the right name.
Still not the right name, but he's,
Because his name was Mac.
yeah.
He was still sad because he missed his
You think he's still feeling sad?
Yeah.
How do you think what do you think he thought about the touch of this?
Touch of a monster.
Yeah, what about this monster?
He was slobbery.
Yeah, he was slobbery because what do you picture? I'm picturing he has a, what about his long tongue? Okay, so we're going to wrap up here today. We're going to end here. Okay?
Her name's Tiana.
And we're going to finish this up at the next time that we meet. Okay? Finish up visualizing, and we're going to talk about the beginning, the middle, and the end of our story. Today we talked about how, what's this word?
Visualizing.
Visualizing can help you know about it can help you know about the parts of a story. What were the parts?
I am picturing, I am tasting, I am hearing, I am
Yes.
smelling, I am feeling.
Yes, very good. We use all those things. But we are talking about what parts of a story. What are parts of a story we talked about? We talked about the characters, the setting, and the what was that? And the plot. What is the problem in our story? I need my monster. What's the problem? Yeah, because what happened to his monster?
He had to go fishing.
His monster
He
went
had to
fishing.
But there is another problem. Maybe two. Another problem is, so the boy is sad and he wants his monster really bad.
Very good. So we didn't get through the beginning, the middle, and the end of visualizing, but we did get to understand the setting. The setting was the little boy's. Where is this?
Bed.
It's his bedroom, right? And we talked about all the details about his bedroom through visualizing. Give me just a second and we're almost finished. So, we use, what is that word again?
Visualizing.
And so, we learned how we can use visualizing to do what?
To figure out the characters and middle and end, and also the setting. We already know the setting is.
And very good, guys. Thank you very much. Y'all did great today.
Peace out.